Welcome into our final home installment of the Orange and Blue Report Scouting Report here in 2018. Presented by the UVA Health System, I'm Dave Kane, and I'm joined by the ballhawk, Ahmad Hawkins. Glad to have you with us here as we look ahead to this last game at Scott Stadium here in the 2018 campaign. Ahmad, it is kind of strange to be talking about a non-conference game here in November, but here we go with the Liberty Flames coming in for the first all-time meeting between these two programs and a chance for Virginia to try to get back on track after a tough week a week ago.
Definitely got to get back on track, and Liberty comes at the opportune time just because of the way we lost the Pitt, being a very physical game. Now we're playing against a speed team, and now we get back to our winning ways as we try to finish up the ACC the next 2 weeks after this.
Well, it is an interesting challenge for Virginia this week, to be sure. This Liberty team has been involved in some wild games of late. A week ago, both teams over 1,000 yards of offense. Liberty gives up 777 yards, a program record in that last game they played against UMass, but they can also put up points, and that's where we're going to start things with this Liberty team here. All right, as we look at this Flame team, this is a team averaging 37 points per game. They're averaging 477 yards of offense per game. Tell us how they get there.
How they get there is going to a top flight receiver that's 6'4", 220 pounds. He can make things happen. 50-50 balls, that's what he's a master at. A very big catch radius, and as you can see here, the DB never turns around. He makes a great catch. They just throw around the football, and when you have a special receiver, it's that much easier to make plays.
Antonio Gandy-Golden. This guy has been spectacular. He's worked with this quarterback for a long time at Calvert. You can see the connection that they have, averaging almost 120 yards per game in receiving. That would rank third in the country. How is he able to do so well?
You know, he just understands defenses, understanding right here that he's going to be bracketed. He attacks the corners, outside leverage, pushes him wide so he get a free release, and the safety doesn't recognize that his corner is beat instantly, and his quarterback understands where to throw the football. He high points it and using that 6'4" frame. But on the flip side, we have a defensive back who's just as big and just as special, so I like our chances.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to watch. You talk about that matchup between Gandy-Golden and, of course, Bryce Hall for Virginia, who is a ballhawk. He's leading the nation, passes broken up. These are those matchups you kind of dream about.
They definitely are, man, and Bryce Hall has worked towards this point of his career to where teams have to find out where he's at. You know, it's rare. You're always looking for receivers, but a quarterback's going to understand where 34 is at, and if he's not on him, we also have Bratton, we also have Tim Harris, so we have a great secondary group, but everybody wants to see Bryce Hall versus Golden.
Now, on the other side of the football, this is where Virginia could have some opportunities. Virginia's offense struggled a week ago. They're season low in terms of yardage. They're going to go against a defense. As I mentioned, they gave up 777 yards last week. They've given up over 1,400 yards the last 2 weeks combined. What is holding this team back?
What I want to see from the Virginia Cavaliers is our ability to run the football, because this is the perfect game to gain that confidence. If you paid attention to our schedule, anytime we've gone out of conference, we run the football. Richmond game, we ran the football. Ohio, we ran the football.
An opportunity to try and get the offense jump-started again, get that ground attack going against the defense, allowing 528 yards per game this season. So it is a story of contrast for this Liberty team when you look at the offense versus the defense. Can Virginia get things going? We'll find out. It is a 3 o'clock game coming up again tomorrow. Cavaliers taking on the Liberty Flames for the first time. These teams will play again next year at Scott Stadium. Get used to it. Late non-conference football coming your way in Charlottesville. We hope to see you at the stadium. We'll hit the airwaves starting at 2 o'clock on the Virginia Sports Radio Network.